Hello, this is the YouTube video that me and my team members helped put together for the Injustice Project for Political Science 1010. The main points in this video that will be covered are the change in tuition costs over time, how much money it would cost to make college tuition free, and how the cost of education in the US places compared to other countries. This graph shows how college tuition and fees, the median for home prices, and consumer price indexes have increased over time. According to this graph, from 1978 to 1984, college tuition was under $200. Tuition really started to increase during the 90s, and it began to skyrocket around 2001, with it finally surpassing the $1,000 mark by 2009. And the cost for attending college has only grown since then. What you're looking at now is a list of some of the financial information for students attending Wayne State University back in 2013. I want to bring your attention to the upper left corner. In-state undergraduate students taking lower division courses were paying an average of about $326 per credit hour, while students taking upper division classes were paying an average of about $384. If you look over to the right, you'll see that in-state graduate students were paying around $554. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to explain what lower division and upper division means. Lower division courses are any courses taken at a junior college or community college, or courses offered at the freshman and sophomore level at a four-year college or university, regardless of the title or content. So what that means is, if you go to a four-year college or university and you're either a freshman or a sophomore, then you're considered to be taking lower division courses. And if you're a junior or a senior, then you're considered to be taking upper division courses. Now let's take a look at this list from fall 2014, 1 year later. The credit hour rate for lower division courses increased from $326 to $336, and upper division courses went from $384 to $396. Now pushing that to the side for a moment, in order to be considered a full-time undergraduate student, a student must be enrolled for a minimum of 12 semester credits, and a full-time graduate student must be enrolled for a minimum of 9 credits. Now, to calculate the average minimum cost in tuition for Wayne State students during the fall term in 2014, you take the credit hour rate for lower and upper division students and multiply that by 12. For graduate students, you'd multiply the credit hour rate by 9. So after plugging everything in, here's what I got. $4,037 for lower division, $4,758 for upper division, and $5,147 for graduate students. So if you're in the lower division, you enrolled at Wayne State in 2014, you took 12 credits worth of classes, and you enrolled for 2 semesters, then you probably had a bill of about $8,074. Keep in mind that these numbers don't take into consideration the extra cost of staying in a dorm on campus. In order to come up with the money to help pay for school, students, unless they have the money to pay for everything themselves, tend to do at least one of the following. They might either ask a parent or guardian for help, rely on scholarships and grants, apply for financial aid, or take out loans. Loans are the problem here. So here's a hypothetical scenario that could mirror some college students in America at the moment. A soon-to-be college student doesn't have the money to pay for college. His or her parents either can't or won't give that student all the help that they need. And let's say that that same student didn't get enough money in scholarships to cover the full cost of tuition at whatever school they want to go to. So that student ends up taking out $3,000 to $5,000 in loans. After finishing their undergrad, they could be in debt anywhere between $24,000 to $60,000. And if that's not bad enough, what if that same student decides that they want to go back and get a master's degree in something? The more money that student and others like him or her use in loans, the further they'll fall into debt. Some college students sink so low that they can go the rest of their lives and still fail to pay off everything that they owe. With all of that information out of the way, here's a question that I've been asking myself for years. Due to how serious student loans are, and with how high tuition has gotten lately, why can't college just be free altogether? According to information gathered by the Department of Education back in 2012, it would cost the government $62.6 billion to eliminate tuition costs. Now, here's something interesting. According to the New America Foundation, the federal government spent $69 billion in 2013 on financial aid programs, tax breaks, and work-study funding. Let me repeat that one more time. In order to make tuition free, the government would have to spend $62.6 billion, but instead they're spending $69 billion on programs designed to help give students a chance to pay for college. The question is, if the government is perfectly capable of eliminating tuition fees altogether, then why don't they? Business Insider created a list comparing the average cost of education in 15 other countries. The list also compares median household income and affordability. However, I'm only going to point out 7 of these countries instead of the full 15. Here's Norway. Here's Germany, New Zealand, England and Wales, Canada, and Australia. And last but not least, the country on this list with the highest number of education costs, the USA at almost $14,000. Private education here in the US has an average tuition cost of $24,700, while public has an average of $7,173. What I'd like to point out now is the spot where it says that the median income for everyone living in the US is almost $27,000. Well, the income for Canada is almost the exact same as ours, but their average cost for education for the whole country is only a few dollars short from being $6,000. And then there's Norway. Business Insider said that some countries were left out of their list because their information was unavailable. Also, that list was based on information gathered back in 2010, so some of those numbers have probably changed. But the point is, there's no reason why any college student in this country should have to worry about being in debt, and the costs keep rising year after year. If the government really is concerned with helping students pay for college, then instead of spending an extra $7 billion on college help programs, they should instead consider saving some of that money for something else and just lower the price for education to something more affordable.